All right, we're still here at KublaCon, checking out some more games. Len, where are we at now?
We are hanging out with Steve Nix from Troubadour Games, and we are taking a look at. We just got to go through a demo of Scalawag, a bluffing game of adventure on the high seas.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Scalawag.
So Scalawag is a card game. It's designed to be very casual friendly. Plays 3 to 8, and at its core, you're the captain of your own warship, and you're out to sink the other players through either firing cannons, closing and boarding, or calling out other captains as scalawags if they make false claims about their crew. So as you were mentioning earlier, there's a bluffing mechanic. So when I issue an order, let's say fire cannons, I might say, well, I'm going to fire cannons and I've got two gunners. So you wait to see if anyone believes that claim, because I've only got, let's say, 3 crew cards. If that goes through, then you might say, actually, I had a pilot. That's going to let me shoot twice. So see if you get the call Scalawag. No, really, I had a lookout. And that lets me shoot non-adjacent players. So now I've just claimed 4 different roles with only 2 cards. You know I'm bluffing, but you just don't know when.
Right.
So that's part of the fun.
Where did you get the idea for Scalawag? Where did that come from?
So usually when you're designing games, there's a mix of theme as well as mechanics and what's a good blend. So my original goal for Troubadour Games was the first experience was like to be a publisher. I come from a video game industry background, so 16 years as a video game designer.
Cool.
But I miss the social interaction that you get with card and board games. So my goal here was, well, let's make a game that's very casual friendly, very approachable, supports a wide number of players, and also has components that are, for lack of a better term, easier to produce. So I could manage the costs and the extent.
Sure.
So with all those factors in mind, a card game with great art, which was a really high focus for me, thematic art, so this woodcut style for the time period, drove to kind of a want-to-do experience. And there's a few want-to-do experiences that I think are just common, like I want to be a pirate.
Yeah.
I want to be the captain of my own ship.
Yeah.
So that led me into theme, and mechanically, there's a recent trend in terms of tactical games with a twist, or bluffing games with a twist. And so 2 games that inspired me, Coup and Bang.
Yeah.
Bang for adjacency, as well as some hidden roles, and Coup for like a bluff and challenge penalty. And so all that formed and gelled together, and theme and mechanics kind of married quickly.
Yeah.
Once that clicked mentally, then I was like, okay, this is probably the first game that I should launch with.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that I really loved. I sat down at the card and was like, I want to do all of these things. Like, I want to trim sails, I want to fire cannons at somebody, I want to board somebody else's ship. It just has this really fun theme that's very strong throughout it, and the art is really cool as well. Do you have any kind of like love of sailing or kind of that period of history or anything along those lines, or was it just one of those things where
It just made sense.
it just seemed to make sense?
Oddly enough, probably my fascination with Age of Sail came from a video game, so Sid Meier's Pirates.
Oh, sure, okay.
That's one of the earliest games that my mind was blown in terms of big sandbox environment. You can do almost anything you want. You set your own challenges. So that probably instilled this love of Age of Sail for me. And I think it's really common. It's this idea of adventure. And when the game was being designed, like you were saying, there's certain elements that just ring true, like trim sails, fire cannons, closing board. These are things that people just know how to do. And I think it's very important in design that when you give someone the capability to take actions, if it's very intuitive in terms of the choice as well as the outcome, it just makes it so much easier to teach.
Yeah.
And so that helped by making it more casual friendly.
And what kind of, do you have plans for expansions, or what's kind of on the horizon for you guys?
So currently, this game was launched through Kickstarter and was successful last year, and now it's in print form. I have an expansion on Kickstarter now that actually adds a 2-player game.
Great.
So adds new point-of-sale cards, adds an extra layer of kind of bluff, counter-bluff at the beginning of each round, as well as 10 bonus crew cards, which are little twists to the game.
Okay.
Almost as if you're playing Dominion and you pull in different cards
Right.
each set to create a new experience. you can use bonus crew cards to either take a subset or just pull at random, and it adds an extra level of twist and chaos to the mix. So that's currently on Kickstarter right now as the expansion. And you can also download Print and Play, the 2-player version, either from my site or Kickstarter or GameKey.
Cool. And where would one get Scalawag if they were interested in picking it up?
So it's available on Amazon,
Okay.
and it's sold directly through Troubadour Games.
Okay.
And it's Amazon Prime compatible, so they do all the fulfillment. I want to use Amazon to make sure that one of the best companies handles all of my shipping, as opposed to trying to do that to myself.
Yeah.
For myself as a first-time publisher. So.
Cool.
Cool. Who is Scalawag for? Like, who would like go? Yeah, this is the game I want to play.
I think by choice, it appeals to two different groups, and they're almost a little diverse. One
Okay.
is just the social casual group, not a party game. It's just a casual, like, let's get together, maybe have some wine or something, or have a few beers and play a nice, fun, light game. But it marries really well with the strategy player, the tactical player, because there's a layer of depth that you can discover, and you can be good at this game.
Sure.
It's not luck-driven. So it marries really well. Casual players can play with gamers, or gamers can introduce it to their casual friends, and it makes a very good gateway type experience.
Yeah, I definitely picked that up in playing it. We have a lot of friends who are non-gamers, and so we're always looking for things that we can kind of slip in there for a game-ish night that they're not intimidated by. So I for sure got that vibe from this game. It's really fun to play.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Had a really thick, fun theme. We didn't get to play with the Secret Alliances thing, but I think that looks really fun.
Yeah.
So just it looks like there's a lot of fun things that can be done, or that are done in this game that I'm really excited to check out. So, Steve, thanks so much. If we wanted to be able to find you or find more about what Troubadour Games is doing, where can we find you on the web?
www.troubadourgames.com.
Cool.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks for playing.
More stuff from KublaCon coming at you guys.